Hello, sweet friends. Today I wanted to share with you some fun facts from the book study that we've been doing, Miss Rumphius. The first thing that is interesting is that the book is written and published by Barbara Cooney. It isn't as often that we see someone who writes the story and does the pictures, but that is exactly what Miss Barbara Cooney did, and I just love the pictures throughout this book. If you watch all throughout the pages, there are very, very beautiful things to discover. One of them to discover, of course, are the beautiful flowers that Miss Rumphius plants. These flowers are called lupines. I don't know if you've ever seen lupines before. I have a very similar weed that grows in my yard and around the streets on my block. It looks very similar to lupines, but it only grows in the purple color, and it's a little smaller and it grows close to the ground. It isn't the lupine, but I'm sure it's probably in the same type of family as this flower. And lupines are known for attracting butterflies. So the butterflies love to sip their pollen and or the nectar and feed off of these beautiful flowers. Another thing that I think is really neat in this story is how young Alice helps her grandfather. First of all, I love that she has such a helper spirit because the Lord certainly wants us to always be a help to others. And I like how she helps him to paint the skies. I bet you could paint a sky. Look how beautiful that is. I think she did a really, really nice job. Another thing that is really super interesting, Mrs. Moe had to look this up to remember why it says that she traveled to the land of the lotus eaters. Well, a lotus is a plant that kind of is just a make-up story that if people would eat the lotus leaves, that it would make their lives be perfect and wonderful. And we know that there's not really a plant that could do that, but there's some old-fashioned stories that say that. And the lotus plant actually grows in certain areas. And one place, oops, I have my map upside down. One place that the lotus plant grows is on an island off the coast of Africa. So I wanted to, here's our continent of Africa. So just like we do whenever we have our book studies, let's go ahead and practice our continents. We have North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. I'm going to point to those again, and you see if you can say them, okay? Ready? North America, did you get that one? South America, Europe, good. Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica. I sure hope that you are remembering where our different continents are all around the world that God created us. Another interesting thing that I wanted to show you was, first of all, we know that Miss Rumphius, she planted some seeds one day, but then she was sick almost all year, so she was never able to go outside to see how her flowers were growing. Once she went outside, she saw that they had grown in places where she had not planted them herself. Now, in the story, it tells us that the birds must have helped and the wind must have helped. I love how God has designed all kinds of really neat and fun ways that seeds can spread across the earth and so that our world can be more beautiful. So birds are one way. They eat the seeds, they eat the plants, they eat the berries from the plants, and then do you know how they actually spread those seeds? Are you ready for this? It's when they go poo. that those seeds actually drop out and they go into the ground and they make new plants. Isn't that so silly and so gross? Another neat way is just the wind scatters the seeds. I know that all of you have seen dandelions and you have even helped the wind, haven't you? When you blow that puff and those seeds go fluttering. And God designed seeds in different shapes so that they can travel different ways as well. So He made some that the wind just flutters off very easily. He made others. I don't know if you've ever seen a seed. Sometimes people call it a helicopter seed. And it kind of is shaped like two blades of a helicopter. And when it goes through the air, it actually spins some. And so it drifts through the wind as well. Other seeds are known as hitchhikers. God gave them different ways that they can stick to either people or to animals, and then animals or people carry them to different places. So I know that all of you have probably gotten stickers of some sort or another on your pants or on your clothing, and maybe you're walking and then you brush them off somewhere else. Well, you have just helped to spread seeds somewhere else. And the same with animals. Animals get stickers and burrs and things on them all the time. And so they are helping to spread seeds as well. So, some really, really neat ways that God has shown. Do you know He even made some seeds that literally explode? The whole little flower, the whole little pod explodes, and then they float off and travel. What really neat, special, unique designs God gave to the earth because He loves us so much and He wanted to show us His glory and just how great He is. So, the Lord created this earth and He created it for us to enjoy, but He also wants us to take care of His world. And there are lots and lots of Bible verses that talk about this. Just one is found in Psalm chapter 24, verse 1. And it says, "The earth is the Lord's and all its fullness. The world and all its people belong to Him." And I don't know about you, but I feel so strongly that since the world belongs to God, that I know He wants me to help take care of it. And I think that He wants you to take care of it too. So I'm wondering, have you thought about maybe some ways that you could take care of the earth? Or some ways that you could help to make the world a more beautiful place, like Miss Rumphius did? And then one more fun thing that I wanted to show you. One of your fun things that you can do is to make a craft or a beautiful picture of some sort of flowers. Well, I decided that I needed to join in on this fun, so I made my own picture of lupines. I just found some paint that I had laying around the house and a paintbrush, and then I used my little pinky to make the little prints for the little flowers. So this was lots of fun. So maybe you could do something like this, or you could come up with your own creations as well. I love you. I hope that you are learning much and having fun as we do this little book study together, and that you take care of God's creation and that you are thankful to Him for all He has made for us.